Hey everybody, Evan Kirstel here with another great conversation today with WorkGrid, helping organizations simplify their digital workplace. Rob, how are you?
Good. How are you today, Evan?
I'm great. You're in Boston, as am I. Beautiful summer here, and finally, and
Finally.
I'm excited to chat with you. This topic of the future of work is right in my wheelhouse. Maybe introduce yourself and your role at WorkGrid, a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So a little bit about me, Rob Ryan. I'm the head of business value and product marketing, as well as thought leadership here at WorkGrid Software. Is terms of my career, I've spent, the last 15 plus years in the digital workplace and intranet space, working for various vendors. And many, many years back, in fact, I was application lead deploying social intranets into a Fortune 500 company. Then today, I help to lead and grow WorkGrid Software as we are the leader of guided attention technology for the digital workplace.
Fantastic. Well, before we dive into all things employee experience and
Mm,
guided attention, I'm really interested in that term of art. Let's play a quick video for the viewers to maybe give them some context into
perfect.
what we're actually talking about here from
It's
your
supposed to
YouTube
make our lives easier
site.
and increase productivity, not overwhelm us with a flood of emails, information, and tasks. Employees deserve an experience designed specifically for them and their needs. That's why we created WorkGrid. Think of it as an employee digital assistant that gives employees the information they need when they need it, where all important tasks and information are consolidated outside email, so employees have a single place to go and take action. Remove the noise with personalized news and alerts for each employee based on their role, location, or department, showing employees what's important to them right now, like benefit reminders, office closures, or important communications. Enable employees to quickly take action and stay on track by bringing all tasks together into a single location, whether they're corporate, team-related, or personal. Provide employees access to the most relevant information they need all in one place with personalized function-specific micro apps that integrate with core enterprise systems. Never again will employees have to navigate complex systems to access their payslip, get their time off balances, or get a status update on their KPIs or monthly sales targets. Empower employees to get the information they need when they need it with a no-code, natural language chatbot that provides employees with personalized, relevant answers to their common questions. And it's all available whenever and wherever employees need it. Simple, intuitive, contextual. WorkGrid.
Well, that looks like a dream. I wish I would have had that in the 20 plus years I was working in enterprise tech. That would have made my life much easier. So tell us what's the history of WorkGrid? How did this vision come to be?
Yeah. A few years back, WorkGrid grew out of effectively Liberty Mutual, given the fact that they themselves had identified digital friction as an issue and a challenge within the organization. In fact, you see this in any enterprise organization today. There's too many apps, there's too much information, there's digital noise pollution in the effect of too many pings, dings, and attention black holes, things calling to us, vying for our attention to bring us back to another application or a workflow or whatnot. And if you look at the statistics, you see that in every report. Hey, employees are wasting 50 to 80% of their day not doing the things we actually pay them to do, but to really be distracted or have to search, find for that information, or perhaps even, pull them out of the work that they had. And that, of course, was a challenge that needed to be solved for. And so WorkGrid was born out of that need to solve for that pain and that challenge. And in fact, the layering of AI, intelligence, and chat was all part of that process over the last few years. And in fact, we have been a little bit in stealth mode up until about the early part of last year, where we started to really put a push into the market. And the video, well, you showed, is fantastic. One of the things that it perhaps doesn't necessarily come across is the fact that we are where the employee happens to be. So we're not
Hmm.
We're not looking to be another destination or another app center for you to go to, because that's commonly the play and the challenge that many applications want you to do. Come to our solution. We're going to solve for all of that pain, all of that challenge, and that friction. That isn't how employees work, right? So we are where you happen to be, delivering you the to-knows, the to-dos, providing access for you to ask questions, FAQs, etc., tap into workflows for approvals, whatnot, micro apps, so that employees can ultimately get on with their day and not disrupt their flow of work.
Brilliant. Well, it looks almost too good to be true. But so tell me, how do you integrate into all of these disparate applications?
Yeah,
I've got 100 tabs open.
of course.
I've got Workspace. I've got Microsoft. I've got all kinds of proprietary apps.
Yeah.
And how do you integrate those together?
Absolutely. So we tap into over 200 plus applications today that you could, Salesforce, Workday, Zendesk, ServiceNow, et cetera, like all the top ones that you're looking for. And we provide an array of templates to really allow digital workplace leaders, application leaders to get started, to begin to shave off some of those challenges in delivering right-sized notifications and actions to employees. So a few examples may be expense notifications or actions, or even ticketing. I want to input a ticket, but I don't necessarily want to go to my ITSM to do that. I want to actually do that within the flow of my work, wherever I happen to be. And then I can quickly go through question and answer with my bot to input that particular ticket, or get nudges on how it's moved throughout its status. So again, I'm not having to be ripped into another application, go back into email. I can have that within the flow of my day. So it's right sizing both the use cases and the use to the personas of the organization so that we can keep them productive.
Fantastic. And how's the adoption looking? Are there particular kinds of companies or businesses or job functions that you've seen really benefit from WorkGrid early on?
Absolutely. So the more complex you are, the better a fit you are, given the fact we were born out of complexity. So if your tech stack is one that you're mid-market or enterprise, most likely you have hundreds of applications, you have employees constantly moving in and out of line of business apps, and their day probably looks like they are app hopping and moving around consistently. That is where we certainly have found ourselves to gain adoption and traction, and also in line of business plays as well. So if it's more of a sales organization that's looking to deliver better notifications around product changes, SKUs, et cetera, and give that snapshot of opportunities, we can do just that. If it's an organization that's looking to drive down their ticketing costs and help employees really get answers to what they need, that can be another play for us as well. And that certainly expands from there in terms of use cases, and personas. In terms of organizations and types and market, I mean, we really serve all types. Where we perhaps shy away from would be more government in terms of the regulation body that they require, but we're certainly able to adapt to regulated industries. Government ends up being a whole other basket of nails.
Absolutely. So, employee experience is something generally very hard to demonstrate the return on value. It's tough to measure something so intangible. So how do you measure success with customers and demonstrate that, practically speaking?
Yeah, we partner with our customers early on to help to prepare that business case on hard dollar ROI as well as soft dollar ROI, depending on how they're defining their green and brown dollars. Oftentimes, we're looking at productivity savings on time on target, which, depending on the organization, that may seem as a soft dollar play. But then there's, of course, hard dollar ROI, which can be assessed from case management, ticketing, et cetera, that can ultimately provide value back and the reassurance that, yes, we are receiving a return on that investment. That's oftentimes the question with employee experience applications, because it can be so nebulous in terms of those variables. So what we'll look at is we'll oftentimes look at use cases such as productivity, onboarding, et cetera, but also time to develop the application integration. So, for example, the heart of our product is WorkGrid Workshop, which is effectively a low-code, no-code platform that allows you to build the experience in a drag-and-drop fashion. So business technologists, those that perhaps live within the business but have a high degree of tech acumen, can build those experiences directly for the line that they work within. Drag and drop functions, also with ability to release the escape hatch and code if they need, and connect deeply into those third-party applications, whether it is a ServiceNow, a Salesforce, Zendesk, Workday, et cetera. They can build those experiences and then deploy those as they see fit with high granular permissions. So the deployment aspect and being able to start from either a blank canvas or a template to get you started right away is what we help to provide to make sure you do have that jumpstart, you do have that action so that you can see success very quickly and early on.
Fantastic. What's a typical deployment cycle like? Is it weeks or months or?
Yeah, great question.
It can be a little slow in the enterprise world.
Great question. And that actually comes back to the ROI fashion, right? Mm-hmm. So oftentimes with intranets, and I can certainly speak to this as I spent a number of years at many of the leading vendors in that space, an integration would take you anywhere from 6 weeks plus. Okay, we want to integrate with this particular system. It's going to take 2-3 months for us to actually perform that integration. And oh, by the way, it's going to cost, hundreds of thousands of dollars. You actually see that a lot with SharePoint PS engagements, where we're looking to make SharePoint a better experience. And oh, by the way, here's, an exorbitant amount of which you have to pay for a very simple integration. For us, it takes hours, in fact, for a business technologist or even a technology lead to create those quick experiences and see value right away. So we can really bring down that development cost for digital workplaces who are looking to enhance their overall interactivity between their systems and their users. Because the WorkGrid Workshop helps to provide them with that jump start, that shot of adrenaline to get them started wherever they happen to be on their digital workplace or employee experience journey.
That's interesting. I love the idea of this chatbot that you have for internal questions, insights, interaction.
Yeah.
Is that based on a large language model, sort of like a ChatGPT-like approach, or how have you approached that with?
It is. Here's the real ironic part behind our chatbot. Our chatbot is actually part of our legacy platform, or it was. In fact, we have a fantastic CTO, Gillian McMahon, who AWS hero and expert in AI and LLMs. And our chatbot was, in fact, one of our features, which early on we started building intelligence into the platform. It's actually part of our DNA, but it was the least looked at feature over the last few years until ChatGPT hit the market. And then suddenly chat was what everyone wanted. So, which is interesting, right? So good news is we had a head start in building out the chat experiences with AI and serving those up as things that we could deploy and deliver to our customers. So you can think of our chatbot really as an AI work assistant to provide you with the right micro apps, transactions, your pay, and other experience. Perhaps you want to call back your expenses. Perhaps you want to look at your pay stub, your benefits, understand your 401k. Chatbot will do exactly that. It'll help to assist you through those actions. So we've been very fortunate that the time has come for this part of our product to really shine. And of course, naturally, we're making additional investments into it because let's face it, AI is the future and it's everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so exciting. So what's next? Are there things you're working on the roadmap that you can share? You must have a lot on your plate.
Yeah, so we're tapping into more LLM stories as we're also trying to take, really a temperature of the marketplace. You see two camps as well that are emerging. Those that are willing to throw their hat in the ring in terms of adding more AI into the employee experience, and those that might be a bit more temper in their approach. So we're looking at both control factors to be there for organizations that do want to take that next leap and really push the periphery of where their boundaries lie in terms of adding intelligence into workflows, but also those who are looking to deploy with a more control structure. Given the fact that we work with enterprise class customers, mid-market customers, those that are looking for those types of controls, we want to make sure that we're designing for however they wish to envision their digital workplace and employee experience.
Fantastic. So we're right in the heart of summer here. You're in Boston, as am I. Is the team in the New England area? Where are you guys based?
Yeah. The majority of our folks are out of the Portsmouth and Boston area, but we have some fantastic developers actually out of Belfast, Ireland as well. So, we are effectively a global organization, 50 plus strong. And fortunately enough, many of us are also remote and in office, depending on the nature of our role, move back and forth. That also gives us perspective as well as other organizations are going back as we look to more stories and examples of templates that can be in light of the return to work. So helping to support organizations and users as they start to move through this hurdle of what does the new work life look like as we come back, don't go back, whatnot, what type of needs do we have in terms of room booking, hoteling, etc. Those are all exciting things we have in store.
Fantastic. Well, it's so interesting. Congratulations on all the success. We all have a busy fall season here with events and shows. Anything on the horizon that you're particularly excited about, travel-wise?
Yeah.
Personally.
We've had some great shows over the last year. We were at Gartner's Digital Workplace event where we were discussing digital friction as a whole and really the need for guided attention technology in the workplace, being able to be where the user is and delivering them the right to knows, to do's, notifications, etc. If folks are looking for more information in terms of WorkGrid, you can visit our website, workgrid.com. We also have a podcast we just launched, and we titled it The WorkGrid, where you can find that wherever podcasts are consumed. We have a few more events coming up, DWG and others, certainly for 2024.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for sharing the vision and the mission at WorkGrid, Rob. Really interesting and unique what you're doing, and wish you the success. And thanks everyone for watching. Feel free to reach out to me or Rob with any questions or feedback you might have.
Thanks, Evan. Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks. Take care, everyone.